Considering we're talking about your earnings in a side hustle, it's pretty important for you to understand which is better to drive for. Is it DoorDash or is it Uber Eats in 2024? After driving on both platforms and researching these companies for years, I'm going to keep it simple for you in this video. It is similarities, it's differences. We're going to go over the changes in the past year here and simple pros and cons so you can make your own educated decision so you can get out there and just start to make more money. Similarities both have an option to pay you per delivery, just per assignment. That's kind of the default you would imagine on both of these delivery platforms. Both have food delivery options, both have package delivery options, albeit DoorDash is really more package pickup, which is returning just customer packages to FedEx, USPS, UPS. Both have pickups from convenience stores, both have pickups from grocery stores now, and both have shop and then deliver order requests. Both have per delivery bonuses, the incentive pay. It's called surge pay on Uber Eats and it's called peak pay on DoorDash. Both have similar pay structures, is base pay plus promotional pay plus tips. Both have batched bonus pay, so complete X amount of deliveries and then you get a bonus. And both companies, speaking of bonus pay, in the last year at least have talked about paying their independent contractors, you and I, less bonus pay. Okay, but differences though, because the differences kind of make the difference. We can go with that. So with DoorDash, your marketplace is broken into different sub marketplaces. And then on Uber Eats, you can drive anywhere in the active marketplace. So there's completely different strategies of having orders that are going to keep you in that sub market on DoorDash so you can really become an expert in that sub market versus, well, if I take orders on Uber Eats, I can accept basically anywhere. And if I do get pulled away, you're going to have to answer, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Am I now too far away? Am I not familiar with that spot? Is it even busy in that spot? Or, yeah, that's another busy area, but it's further away than I would typically see on DoorDash. On DoorDash, there's a pay per hour guarantee option. So on Uber Eats, you just get paid per delivery. But DoorDash, they have earn by time. Talking about earnings options though, for you, the driver, Uber really frames their app as both mobility, rideshare, and delivery. So it can be a pro and con for you because you just get activated. It's the same company, obviously, and you have that option, something completely different that DoorDash doesn't have at all, obviously, that mobility category. Both do highlight on the delivery side now different new verticals, they call it, like different order offers for you. We mentioned convenience. That can be just like a 7-Eleven, or it can be a standalone store, basically, like the Dash Marts on DoorDash. But I'd say a difference is DoorDash really focuses on bringing new partners. That's stores, that's retail, convenience, restaurant, whatever it is. And yes, Uber does that as well, but DoorDash has a lot of order options and earnings options for you as a Dasher. Now, something that really is undeniable as far as the difference when we're talking about food delivery, at least, is the market share. For years, DoorDash has had a big lead in monthly sales here, reported by Second Measure. Now, consider this, losing access to either platform, that's going to stink because this is your side hustle. Sure, you can just sign up for the other one, but you probably want as many options as possible. The difference here, in my opinion, I feel like DoorDash is more strict than Uber Eats in this case with deactivations. Because DoorDash has really emphasized over the past, 2 years or so, the on-time arrival and then the reporting from a customer that the order never arrived. These two scenarios fall under what DoorDash calls a contract violation. Now, trust me, obviously, Uber Eats is tracking the ETAs, all of that as well. And looking more into their deactivations and their policies, I did find something that I did want to highlight on Uber's platform. So Uber details this time on trip fraud with regards to deactivations. And it reads, this includes a pattern of frequent delayed trips taking much longer than expected, according to GPS estimates, and the duration of other deliveries in the same delivery person's city. And I wanted to highlight this second point here: accepting delivery requests before being ready to leave for the restaurant. Talking about going online, sometimes I'll go online from here, just my apartment. Now, usually, just strategically for me in my marketplace, I'll drive to a different hot zone, or we call it a power strip. But imagine you're going online from home, and then I'll get a request that is good, but then I still gotta like throw my shoes on or get ready, do this and that. So you can't really do that, at least too much Uber's detail in here. Now, this next part's really important because it details the new features, new changes that we've seen in the last year. And one of these companies I feel like is doing a lot more than the other. Now, we do have videos on these updates if you want to go a little deeper on these new features, etc. But these are really bigger changes, I'd say. They're changing order screens, which is the screen obviously you're seeing every time when you get an order request. And they're changing Dasher requirements. Not only what it takes to be a Dasher, but what it takes to qualify for their rewards programs. These are pretty big changes, not just like, hey, more discounts for the couriers, oil changes and stuff like that. Now look at Uber Eats here. And of course, this list isn't completely exhaustive of all the changes in the past year, but I did see a little bit less substance, I say, certainly in my opinion. And again, let me know if you agree or disagree down below in the comments, but not as many new order types and not really any earnings options as far as new ways to earn. Because in the past, I'd say 2 years or so, DoorDash introduced the earn by time, not even 2 years, introducing a completely new way for Dashers to earn. I mean, even that 20 new features for drivers and couriers, it sounds great. In reality, I mean, there was some quality of life stuff in there, but not new earnings options and new order types. Pros and cons to just simply, again, make a decision. And I do advise you to probably just sign up for both anyway. But if you are more comfortable driving on one, or which one's best to maybe focus on more or sign up for first, let's compare some pros and cons. I've always seen over the past 5 years plus, DoorDash having more bonus pay and consistent, that's another thing, consistent bonus pay than Uber Eats because it's scheduled peak pay. So their app will say, hey, from 2 to 5, there's an hourly bonus. It's guaranteed versus surge pay. If you didn't know that, surge pay is constantly changing, like every 2-3 minutes there. It's certainly not scheduled unless it's the boost plus pay, which is quite rare. A con of choosing DoorDash over Uber Eats is they have the market share in sales. I'd say most cities has a higher proportion of DoorDash restaurants on the platform, but there might be more competition. I feel like anecdotally that they spend more on ad spend to try to get new couriers as well. So again, there just might be more drivers on DoorDash causing more competition. They also uniquely lock certain order types and features behind either acceptance rates or, in the case of pizza orders, physical equipment. So DoorDash says you got to have a pizza bag to get higher priority to pizza orders. I mean, it's not super expensive, but maybe you don't want to spend money on this stuff. And then catering orders used to be invite only. Now it's kind of rolled into their new Dasher rewards program. But I'm thinking that those much higher paying catering orders are still invite only in a lot of markets. And then speaking of either priority access or now again, rolling into a new Dasher rewards program, which affects pay, the highest paying orders, literally that's what they call it because that's what it is. The highest paying orders, $2+ a mile, are reserved for the highest tier of Dasher rewards members, or just goes to Dashers on the original program of priority access that again is acceptance rate based. Uber Eats Pro, it is more flexible, I'd say, insofar as you don't have to wait for Dash Now, they call it on DoorDash. So you can't go online immediately unless it's busy enough and the map says like you can dash now. And there's different colored zones, but you never have to worry about that on Uber Eats. You can just click go online. You don't have to worry about the sub marketplaces either, and you can drive anywhere you want in your active market. But that pro is also a con because there's no gauge of, hey, we might have too many couriers that are already online, or it's just not busy enough. There's really gonna be no protection measures to keep you in that sub-market where DoorDash will say, hey, you've actually exited your marketplace, your sub-market, I should say, that you were scheduled in. Do you wanna switch zones? Or most likely you might wanna head back to your originally scheduled zone. But a big con, in my opinion, and I've tracked this for the past, I'd say, year and a half, at least 2 years, and I talk with drivers like you and couriers every day here on the channel. Consider subscribing, by the way. Drop a like on this video. All I do here is help you make money in different side hustles so I can help you succeed more here. That Uber Eats really hasn't had a lot of bonus pay. All right, so 2024, which app is better to drive for? Is it DoorDash or is it Uber Eats? Which has continued to be the verdict over the past like 3 years or so, is still DoorDash. I like the market share. I do think you're gonna be busier. If bonus pay does eventually rock bottom, and trust me, I read your comments, comment down below, because I know a lot of drivers feel like it already has, right? But if you're new, I'm saying that if there is bonus pay, we'll say, I feel like DoorDash is going to hang on to that bonus pay a little bit more. I like their earnings options from convenience, from alcohol, from grocery, from DashMart, from restaurants, from package pickup. There's options for cash on delivery. There's a lot of options that I like on DoorDash. As far as the apps and the platforms, both apps work fine. It's very easy to follow. They're making tweaks, and I guarantee you we're going to see new app changes, user interface changes, features, and probably, because I've seen it every single year, pay changes as well. Another reason why you're going to want to subscribe here. But I feel like DoorDash is just going to hang on longer through 2024 than Uber. But hey, we'll see. I'll track that for you.